Welcome to Ocean Cay.
Cause I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the side, PCH, country limit. I don't need a guide, follow lights, take me where I wanna visit. Are you alive?
All right, so you and I have been on 9 MSC cruises,
We have.
and there was a reason that they hooked us back in the day. Various reasons. We don't really need to get into that too much, but let's talk about how World America differs from these other ships that we've been on, and good, bad, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, if you compare this to Seaside or Divina or Meraviglia, which we've been on 3 times, it was a very large European audience. And you saw that here.
Yeah.
I'm super curious what they think.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see as this ship rolls out and gets more sailings under what the reviews, what the comments say, because I can say, as a definitely a fan of MSC from pre-COVID, through COVID, after COVID, that World America has definitely changed. MSC is very, very much starting to cater to the American audience. Some of these are good, some of them not so great. I think some of them might, may I use the word deter, some of the loyalists that were cruising MSC for the original European Italian feel.
And I want to interject here quickly for a second. I think Seashore was the same way.
Seashore was starting to feel it.
Yes, I mean, Seashore and Seascape, obviously, they were made for America, as is this
World.
behemoth back here behind us.
Yeah.
But
No,
yeah.
they were starting to, they've been starting to show more American since COVID. It's not, it's not like a huge slap in the face culture shock the day we got on the ship. We knew it was starting because, I mean, we've been seeing it. I would say here it's getting a little bit more than we've been used to.
I definitely see them Americanizing, if that's
Yeah.
a word.
Yep.
Starting with the food, I saw a lot more chicken nuggets and French fries, and I didn't see things on the buffet that we had seen in the past.
No, it's actually really hard to find the actual MSC pizza. There's only one spot in the buffet where you can find it. A lot of them now are dish thick crust pizzas, which is gross if you know the real
Well,
MSC pizza.
And the one thing that I fell in love with back in the day was the cold cuts and the cheeses.
Oh yeah,
You have like 2 choices here.
bologna,
Yeah,
salami.
one was bologna. What else do you think? What else is...
I know something that I cannot make a statement yet without seeing a lot more and seeing if there's more people talking about this, but the crew. We saw more Mike, Matts, Phil's, Rob's.
We had a waiter from the Philippines last night named Jeff.
Right. And it seems, let's just say I've never seen that before. And
I'm curious too. I did see a Leopoldo today, which, yeah, I don't know. This could get interesting if they or did they not Americanize their names.
Yeah.
That's not.
I'm hoping it was a coincidence.
That's not something that's important to me. I mean,
No, it's important. Don't take someone's personality away.
no, leave their name alone.
Yeah.
When the waiter comes up and says, "My name is such and such, and I'm from India. How are you today?" You just struck up a conversation.
Still a lot of traditional names. That's why we can't make an official statement on that yet, because there's been still plenty of names that are, Asian or whatnot. So we'll see.
The other thing I noticed too is these specialty bars.
Yeah,
So
that's a good point.
yeah, I mean, that's a moneymaker. In my mind, kudos to MSC. We spent the majority, well, I'm not going to say the majority, all of it, in the Elixir bar.
Not the all of the cruise every evening. Let's be specific.
Yeah, let's be specific.
But it's one of these specialty bars. They had, like we said, Elixir bar is a whiskey-based bar. They have a sports bar, which a lot of them have a sports bar. That's not terribly unusual.
But
they had a gin bar. They had a craft brewery place, which was really, really cool. And that was, now we were told by the bartenders in Elixir that Elixir in Europe is a different concept. I think they use vermouth or something like that. And Ohio, in the United States, they turn that into whiskey. So cool. I mean, that was a nice little thing.
what's an upcharge too?
It's a little bit of an upcharge if you have a drink package, depending on your drink package. Our drink package was the old Easy Plus. You can't get that anymore, but we were grandfathered in. So our drink package gave us any drink up to 14. The average drink in the Elixir bar was 18 to 21, but you only pay the difference now, which is something MSC didn't used to do. It used to be all or nothing. So we had zero issues paying $4 for a drink or $5 because these were
These were top
yeah,
notch
yeah,
drinks.
they're you're not getting your bottom shelf well drinks. These are all mid, better drinks. You've got your Woodford, you've got Maker's Mark, stuff like that. You don't even see a bottle of Jack in there.
You go over to the gin bar and it's the same thing. You pay the upcharge. So
That was a cool win.
that was smart for them. You don't see that on the other ships at all, really.
No, that's definitely new. Definitely impressed with that. Some of the other things I like, though, too, that they do also have for upcharges is they do have a specialty coffee place. It's not really available on any drink packages, but I believe the premium extra or something maybe. But it's really good. We went a few different times for that. If you really want a specialty drink, coffee, something like that, really good for that. They had, I'm trying to think of some of the other specialty type places, but
We got a few more specialty restaurants. They had that Paxos that we tried yesterday. I didn't care for it too much. We couldn't get into Italy. That was impossible. We did get into Butcher's Cut tonight at 9 o'clock, which is cool. I'm looking forward to that now. Get a decent meal here.
Yeah.
What else?
I guess going on that decent meal. I hate to say it. Some of this maybe because it's an inaugural cruise, and that's where we have to make sure we keep giving the disclaimer that this is an inaugural cruise. There's going to be hiccups. There's going to be bumps. That is all part of it. No matter what has happened on the ship, good, bad, ugly, we are booked for 3 more MSC cruises. We're not canceling them. we're keep going with MSC. With that said, the food was the first time on this line that I did not enjoy. I can say after 7 nights, 7 nights, I have not had yet a meal that was good.
I think that night I had that portobello stuffed mushroom.
Oh, yeah.
That was the best meal
Okay, I did have an
probably
eggplant
had.
parmesan that was fantastic. It was an appetizer, but I don't care. It was delicious.
They got rid of that Jack Daniels whiskey
French
onion soup, which was hit or miss last time. And it's got a more of a base to it this time and Gouda cheese. And they nailed that.
Yeah, that was good.
I eat that stuff every night.
There's definitely, I mean, yeah, you're never going to starve on a cruise. It doesn't matter what cruise line you go on. If you're sitting there hungry and starving, there's probably something wrong with you, not the cruise. You're going to find something. Yeah. We were on a Carnival ship years ago with the family that I ate chocolate ice cream cones for about 5 days because that was the only thing that was worth eating. It's fine. There's always pizza. There's something. Yeah.
But
you won't starve.
You touched on a subject here a few minutes back that we have booked 3 more MSC cruises.
Yep.
Now, we already had Europa booked here for this coming fall. And then on this cruise, we turned around and we booked Grandiosa.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to be very curious what Grandiosa, what the vibe is on that. If it's still, I'm going to call it the old school MSC.
Right.
Maybe not necessarily pre-COVID, but
Yeah, it's definitely been evolving since COVID, but we've gotten to hopefully the end where we're not going to go anymore. Because I'm just going to say hot dogs on a pizza was the most disgusting, vile thing I've ever seen. And I'm so sad I didn't have a camera.
well, and I mentioned it to you earlier today when I was a little fired up. And I had said that if I wanted to go on a Royal Caribbean cruise, I would go on a Royal Caribbean cruise.
Yep.
Because to me, and I'm not knocking Royal at all here, but they're pretty much copying the footprint of Royal
Well,
here in America.
I'm going to say yes and no. They're copying some footprint of Royal. They're copying some footprint of Carnival. The cruise director on this ship is a prior Carnival cruise director. So there's that. Where it is different is these are not water slide, fun park theme type cruises. So we're walking on Ocean Cay, which is the private island here. You've probably seen one or two people. Granted, it's later. But you haven't seen a water slide, an amusement park, or anything like that. So that would be my biggest difference is if you're traveling with young kids, young family, things like that, you're still traveling original MSC in that regard. There's a small splash pad. There's a couple water slides. They were fun. There's things to do, but this is not an amusement park,
No, not at all. It never has been, and I hope that it never will be.
right?
Well, yeah, I hope not, because this is a part of it that I like. But yeah, let's get rolling here because we are about 12 minutes in. And stay tuned. We will have more videos coming on MSC America, World America. Thank you for stopping by.